Hialeah is a city in Miami-Dade County, Florida, United States, with the population of 233,339 at the 2019 United States Census. Hialeah is the sixth largest city in Florida. It is a principal city of the Miami metropolitan area, which was home to an estimated 6,198,782 people at the 2018 census. It is located west-northwest of Miami, and is the only place in the county, other than Homestead, Florida, to have its own street grid numbered separately from the rest of the county. Hialeah has the highest percentage of Cuban and Cuban American residents of any city in the United States, at 73.37% of the population, making them a typical and prominent feature of the city's culture. All Hispanics make up 95.64% of the city's population, the highest percentage of a Hispanic population in a U.S. city with over 100,000 citizens. Hialeah also has one of the largest Spanish-speaking communities in the country. In 2016, 96.3% of residents reported speaking Spanish at home, and the language is an important part of daily life in the city. Hialeah is served by the Miami Metrorail at Okeechobee, Hialeah, and Tri-Rail, Metrorail transfer stations. The Okeechobee and Hialeah stations serve primarily as park-and-ride commuter stations to commuters and residents going into downtown Miami, and Tri-Rail station to Miami International Airport and north to West Palm Beach. The city's name is most commonly attributed to Muskogee origin, Hyakpo, and Healy, combining in Hialeah to mean pretty prairie. Alternatively, the word is of Seminole origin meaning upland prairie. The city is located upon a large prairie between Biscayne Bay and the Everglades. The Seminole interpretation of its name, High Prairie, evokes a picture of the grassy plains used by the native Indians coming from the Everglades to dock their canoes and display their wares for the newcomers of Miami. This high prairie caught the eye of pioneer aviator Glenn Curtis and Missouri cattleman James H. Bright in 1921. Together, they developed not only the town of Hialeah but also Hialeah Park Racetrack. In 1921, the first plat was drawn up and the town was named. In the early, roaring 20s, Hialeah produced significant entertainment contributions. Sporting included the Spanish sport of Hialeah and greyhound racing, and media included silent movies like D.W. Griffith's The White Rose, which was made at the Miami movie studios located in Hialeah. However, the 1926 Miami hurricane brought many of these things to an end. In the years since its incorporation in 1925, many historical events and people have been associated with Hialeah. The opening of the horse racing course at Hialeah Park Racetrack in 1925 received more coverage in the Miami media than any other sporting event in the history of Dade County up to that time, and since then there have been countless horse racing histories played out at the world-famous 220-acre park. It was considered one of the most grand of thoroughbred horse racing parks with its majestic Mediterranean-style architecture and was considered the jewel of Hialeah at the time. The park's grandeur has attracted millions. Included among them are names known around the world such as the Kennedy family, Harry Truman, General Omar Bradley, Winston Churchill, and J.P. Morgan. The Hialeah Park Racetrack also holds the dual distinction of being an Audubon bird sanctuary due to its famous pink flamingos and being listed on the National Register of Historic Places. The famous aviator Amelia Earhart in 1937 said her final goodbyes to the continental U.S. from Hialeah as she left on her ill-fated flight around the world in 1937. While Hialeah was once envisioned as a playground for the elite Cuban exiles fleeing Fidel Castro's 1959 revolution as well as World War II veterans and city planners transformed the city into a working-class community. Hialeah historian Patricia Fernandez Kelly explained, it became an affordable Eden. She further describes the city as a place where different groups have left their imprint while trying to create a sample of what life should be like. Several waves of Cuban exiles, starting after the Cuban Revolution in 1959 and continuing through to the freedom flights from 1965 to 1973, the Mariel boat lift in 1980, and the Balseros or boat people of the late 1990s. created what at least one expert has considered the most economically successful immigrant enclave in U.S. history, as Hialeah is the only American industrial city that continues to grow. From a population of 1,500 in 1925, Hialeah has grown at a rate faster than most of the 10 larger cities in the state of Florida since the 1960s and holds the rank of Florida's fifth largest city, with more than 224,000 residents. The city is also one of the largest employers in Dade County. In January 2009, Forbes magazine listed Hialeah as one of the most boring cities in the United States, citing the city's large population and anonymity in the national media. Hialeah is